My daughter Alexa Ray was born October 14th, 2014. Pregnancy was, we went through the pregnancy, everything was fine. When she was born, the doctors at South Nassau Hospital noticed 3 small birthmarks on Alexa's skin. At the time, they were just considered common childhood birthmarks. After she was discharged from the hospital, her pediatrician suggested we go to a pediatric dermatologist to get them biopsied. 10 days after Alexa was born, we got the news. It came back leukemia cutis, which is leukemia of the skin, which occurs 1 in every 5 million births, and represents only 1% of all childhood cancers. At this time, we were in complete disbelief. We sought a second opinion with Dr. Peter Steinhertz at Memorial Sloan Kettering in Manhattan. Dr. Steinhertz confirmed the diagnosis and its rarity, that it only happens in about 7 to 10 cases a year in the United States. Over the next few months, we traveled back and forth to Sloan for numerous tests. Alexa at this time was still too young to go through any sort of treatment. It was just a matter of time that the doctor said that her leukemia would turn into AML. On January 2nd, Alexa was only 2.5 months old. And that day that we dreaded finally came. Her white blood cell count skyrocketed to 186,000, which most of the doctors at Sloan have never even seen happen. For the next 6 months, my wife and myself and my father-in-law stayed at Alexa's bedside 24 hours, 7 days a week. It was a constant roller coaster of ups and downs, and every day brought a new set of challenges. Every time we had a setback, we also had a little miracle. Alexa has been through more treatments than most have been through in a lifetime. She was under anesthesia about 2 to 3 times a week. She's had over 20 spinal taps, where they remove her spinal fluid and infuse it with chemo. She's had numerous bone marrow aspirations, MRIs, blood and platelet transfusions. She went through 7 rounds of chemo. And the list goes on and on. She had a double lumen Broviac port in her chest, a feeding tube in her stomach. She constantly battled the side effects of chemo, such as mucositis, which are sores that run from her mouth down to her throat and sometimes down through her GI tract. Fevers, risk of infection, vomiting, diarrhea, loss of appetite, the list goes on. I'm happy to say on June 22nd, Alexa came home. Excuse me. It was an emotional day as we walked out of Sloan with all the staff cheering us on. But leaving was bittersweet. We left behind so many other children. It feels good to be home under one roof. Not a second goes by we don't think about our friends at Sloan. These brave little warriors are fighting each and every single day with chemo, transplants, and more. We realize we are so fortunate to have Alexa home with us. For the next 6 months, we were visited almost daily by nurses and therapist, providing Alexa with physical therapy, teaching her how to crawl, and eventually how to walk. Alexa especially needed a swallowing therapist since she never ate orally. Everything was through the feeding tube. We got in touch with one of the best. She was retired and came out of retirement to take on our case. Since Alexa was discharged, we go to Sloan monthly for checkups, which is a very nerve-wracking endeavor. We've been packed emergency bags, because if they ever find anything, we're staying. When we visit, we see the 108 beds filled with kids of all different nationalities on the pediatric floor, which reminds us we're all in this fight together. We've had too many sad days at Sloan. We have been there to hug nurses, we've been there and parents were told their child is not going to make it. We have felt completely helpless. When you hear the words, your child has cancer, everything just stops. Nothing else matters except being with your child 24/7. Time stands still. You learn to live each day, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time. People always asking, what's the next step in her treatment? My answer was always just the same, just pray for precious Alexa. Everything could change in a matter of seconds. I know Alexa was destined to change the world. Together, we can all spread awareness and find cures for these horrible diseases. It's thanks to organizations like LLS that new and innovative treatments are being developed, many of which are not only used to treat blood cancers, but other cancers and other diseases. I've been told that many of you are here this morning to learn about this important mission. I hope you leave today inspired by my little girl and get involved. Let's walk to end cancer. Thank you.